Hi dear viewers and welcome to Display Repair. In this video I wanted to try something new, a new format within this channel, and that is to here and there make a video commentary on certain situations in the car industry. Besides this, it was a rainy day this morning, so I'm just gonna have a cup of coffee, have a talk with you, and again try to give an overview of the situation regarding the death of the inner combustion engine. This debate, or perhaps dilemma, has been present at least for the last 10 years. It has intensified in the last couple of years, and everybody's against the inner combustion engine. They all say that the career of that famous machine is over and that electric cars and electric motors will take over. So we'll be talking about that. Sorry about the bad lighting. That's the best I could do this morning. So stay tuned.
DespairRepair.com.
I must also add, dear viewers, as a disclaimer, and just in case that since this topic has become pretty sensitive regarding legislatives, government, and everything else, that what you'll hear has nothing to do with politics, okay? I don't represent any political opinion, any opinion of that type, any kind of stance regarding this. This is just a car enthusiast sharing his own humble opinion on the whole subject. So this is just me having a cup of coffee or tea with you and talking about cars. That's it. Now, dear viewers, the idea for this video appeared to me a couple of nights ago when I saw this new technology that will solve the dilemma I mentioned, I think, and it would be a good solution for both sides. I watched that car show, and one car manufacturer came to the idea to combine these technologies, to combine the inner combustion engine and the electric motor and the batteries with them in another way. And I'll tell you this, it is nothing revolutionary. That technology has been used before that, and I think it is the winning combination, at least for this transit period until some other things change and there is a better power supply for the electric car. But what that technology is, I'll be talking at the end of the video. Now, what is the main dilemma regarding the inner combustion engine and the electric motor? Well, if you follow this whole scene, if you follow the car industry, I know I do for decades, then the main dilemma here is, should the inner combustion engine be totally scrapped and seen as a relic of history, and should everything be turned to the electric motor, electric car, and that whole system? The answer to this question is that, again, in my humble opinion, inevitably the inner combustion engine is done for. The moment that they find a good way to recharge batteries, the moment they find a good way to make the whole system work regarding the infrastructure, which is a big problem that seldom does anybody address, the inner combustion engine is finished. The electric engine and the electric motor, if you've watched that system, is very streamlined, is very efficient, it is very well made from most manufacturers. It is very simple. There are much less moving parts. And all in all, it is light years in front of the inner combustion engine. I mean, let's be real. Despite the fact that it's that the ICE engine, I'm gonna call it that way, is produced for more than 100 years. The whole system has been perfected and everything else. It's a clunky thing. It's an engineering marvel, but it's a clunky thing. It has lots of moving parts. It has, in order to get that rotation from the crankshaft, lots of things have to happen. And especially with these new modern engines that have lots of systems on them because of ecology and everything else, the DPF filter, as I've heard, there's a GDF filter also, there's catalytic converters, there's EGR valves, there's turbos on them and everything else, and there's high pressure systems with diesels and everything else, and with petrol engines also. They have become massively complicated, and they have become expensive to keep, to run, to maintain, and everything else, So essentially what happened, in my opinion, is that the inner combustion engine reached its peak at some point, and now it's just becoming a bit over complicated. But on the other side, we come to the main problem, which is the range. An average car with an inner combustion engine can average, I don't know, petrol car that has a smaller gas tank, let's say 40-45 liters, which has a smaller 3-cylinder engine, can easily get 800 kilometers of range without any problems, okay, with a full gas tank. On the other side, the best electric cars, even the top-notch technology, can get on average 600 kilometers out of it. And I don't know, I haven't driven an electric car, but what I've seen on TV, from YouTube, from talking to people, and in real life, you can get a maximum of 600 kilometers from one charge. And you have to be very careful how you drive, okay? So that's the main thing why the inner combustion engine, it will still be very popular in the future. Besides this, there is the, as I mentioned, the infrastructural problem. If we all turn to electric cars, where are all of the charge stations gonna be? Where is the grid that will support all of that? How will you park all of those cars? We're talking about millions of cars that people will use, okay? I live in a small European country where making that kind of change would be of epic proportions, you know, and I think lots of underdeveloped countries suffer from the same thing. Once more, I think all of those dilemmas come from the novelty of the whole electric car system. The similar problems, as much as I read, were they were similar when the inner combustion engine was starting. Everybody was saying, oh, that's stupid, you know, you have the horse, you need gas, you need lubricants, look at that contraption, what are you talking about, and so on. 100 years later, we're having another dilemma where the contraption, you know, and the replacement for the horse is the main driving force of revolution in traffic, revolution in driving, in transportation, in the way of living. You know, that's the most important thing, in my opinion, the inner combustion engine did. The way we're looking at it now, again, it's, you know, the electric motor is crap, it's junk, it's not good, and everything else, but I think that will change. As I mentioned, the moment manufacturers find a way to extend the range and to charge the car in a faster manner, and that is already happening, the inner combustion engine is finished. You know, I'm sad to say this because I like the whole technology very much. I'm very fond of it. I am infinitely thankful for all car manufacturers and all the inventors out there for making it, because again, it changes your way of life. Now, to finish this video, I'm sorry for taking your time. What I saw in that car show was this. A certain car manufacturer combined the petrol engine and the electric motor, but in a different way. This is something that has been seen previously with hybrid engines, okay? Essentially, you have, in short, a petrol engine or a diesel engine, but I saw a petrol engine with an electric motor, and they work together to get the best balance out of both. Even that technology has its downsides. The main problem was that, again, when you take the inner combustion engine and you take the hybrid engine, again, the inner combustion engine wins in terms of cost, in terms of availability of the whole infrastructure, in terms of fuel consumption and everything else, it wins. But in this car show, I saw it combined in a way, and this is again nothing new. If you have ever seen how a big dumper truck, if I'm using the right expression, those trucks that work in big mines, you know, with the big wheels and everything else that can hold tens of tons of material on them, how they work. Well, if I'm not mistaken, they have a big electric motor. Those trucks are electrically driven, but they have a big engine that drives a generator. The generator produces power for the electric motor. They use the big electric motor that drives the truck because it has a lot of torque. That torque is available immediately. It's more reliable, it's more simple, and it's the winning combination for that kind of weight, for that kind of working conditions, and so on. And this is what I saw in that car show. It's a variant of that combination of technology. Essentially, they are putting a small inner combustion engine. I didn't understand, was it a small 2-cylinder, 3-cylinder, something like that, or even a 4-cylinder? I don't know. They're putting that kind of smaller engine to power an electric motor. Does it have batteries also on it? I think it has. They explained everything in the car show, but I didn't remember that part. They solved the problem, essentially, okay? For a small amount of fuel, you get a lot of range, which was the point. And dear viewers, the moment I saw this car show and saw this system, I was excited because finally someone invented something that will be an outstanding, again, in my humble opinion, an outstanding buffer for that transitional period between the ICE engine and the electric car. because this is in fact the main problem. Okay, technology, as I mentioned, will advance. It's unstoppable, and we will get to the point that we will all drive electric cars, in my opinion. But the main problem is that it's going a bit too fast, and all of the other things that follow it are not able to keep up the pace. Okay, as I mentioned, the infrastructure, mainly, you know, the prices of those cars and everything else, will make driving on a massive scale pretty much impossible for us for some time. Okay, all of that will change when another power supply for the electric car is found eventually, and that will be a whole different story. But for the time being, for, let's say, I don't know, and I'm making this up, for the next 10 or 20 years, if you were to drive cars with the system, it would be a great thing. Regarding the price, regarding comfort, you would essentially get the same car as you did before, only this time you would have much less fuel consumption and the same, or I think even better performance. And besides this, most of the car industry would stay alive. All of those machines, all of those plants and everything else that make parts for the inner combustion engine would stay. People would keep their jobs and they would keep up the production. And on the other side, the evolution of the electric car would continue and get us eventually to the point that we don't need the inner combustion engine anymore. That's one of the main things I wanted to say in this video. The whole problem and the dilemma between the inner combustion engine and the electric motor is clear. As I mentioned, the electric motor is, in my opinion, it's a better and more efficient system, period. But getting to the point that you have the electric car will become as good as the inner combustion engine, and with that much autonomy and with that ease of use and everything else, it's a long road. I think it's a long road. Not to mention transportation, in that case, regarding goods and everything else, regarding trucks, regarding trains, regarding airplanes and everything else. You know, that's a story on its own. But just regarding cars, I think it's another decade or two before we get to that point. In the meantime, this is, at least in my humble opinion, as a car enthusiast, almost a perfect solution. Of course, there are limitations to that also that I don't know of. I'm not technically capable of speaking about it, but at first it seems like a very good solution. So, dear viewers, that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. Again, I hope you like this format. I hope that we'll have another cup of coffee or tea in the near future and talk about cars, driving, and all of these interesting new topics. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.